Hey everyone, it is great to be back with you tonight. It feels like we're just having one of those late night chats, doesn't it? About something that has been on my mind and maybe yours too. It is about this whole idea of hustle culture, especially when you're in your 20s. I remember feeling that intense pressure, that constant drumbeat of rise and grind, no days off, that feeling that if you weren't working 18 hard days, someone else was, that you had to wake up at 4 a.m. to get a head start on everyone else. We've all been sold this belief, haven't we, that success in your 20s comes down to relentless, restless hustle, no rest, no balance. Just go, 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 put your head down and work. I used to think that was the only path, that I had to push myself to the absolute limit to achieve anything meaningful. But here is the truth I've slowly come to understand. Hustle alone won't build you a fulfilling life. In many cases, it is going to do more damage than good, and this isn't some angry rant against ambition. Not at all. I'm a goal-oriented person. I believe in working hard. It is just a gentle wake-up call, a chance to redefine what success should look like and feel like, especially in our 20s, a time that is supposed to be about exploration and growth, not just endless struggle. So, let's break it down. Let's talk about why hustle culture is so appealing to so many of us. Well, first, there is that viral appeal, right? You see it everywhere. Nowadays, the gurus waking up at 3:30 in the morning, tapping into their chakras, aligning their goals, all while no one else is awake. And let's be honest, some of it seems a little silly, doesn't it? But the truth is, it taps into something primal within us. It connects with our desire to do something that not a lot of other people are doing, something that makes us feel different, special, something that truly matters. And when you're young and perhaps a little uncertain about where you want to go in life, that hustle, that waking up early, having all these things to do, it gives a false narrative of control, doesn't it? It creates a sense of momentum, almost like a found purpose in your life. It makes you feel like you're actively steering your ship, even if you're not entirely sure of the destination. And not only that, but you also have the undeniable societal pressure. We live in a hyper-competitive world. Everyone is posting their wins, 24/7, new job titles, income screenshots, apartment tours, and it creates this deep-seated fear of falling behind, doesn't it? The result? Well, you want to hustle. Not always to succeed in your own terms, but to try to just keep up with the Joneses, to catch up to a version of success that was honestly never truly yours to begin with. This is something I've struggled with a lot. Even at 27, I see people my age, sometimes even younger, getting these high-paying jobs, posting their salaries, living on their own, and it makes you feel like you're behind. But the truth is, you're not. Everyone's path is different, and comparison truly is the thief of joy. And finally, there is the intoxicating early rewards of that hustle culture. You know, that first all-nighter that might actually get you some results. The praise you receive, the monetary value that might come from something you do, the dopamine rush of being on the grind. It tricks you into thinking you've found the formula, like you found your ultimate purpose. It is a powerful feeling, but this is where things slowly start to break down. This is where the cracks begin to show, because those initial wins can often mask a deeper, more concerning trend. So, let's talk about the hidden costs of hustle culture, the things that aren't talked about in those inspiring Instagram reels. Burnout is the first one, and it is so incredibly real. It is not just feeling tired, it is the profound emotional exhaustion, the deep cynicism, the inability to feel joy when you do things that you once absolutely loved. It turns your 20s, these years that are supposed to be full of exploration, discovery, and growth, into this relentless survival game. I felt this acutely when I was working 50 hours a week on site. At my job, I was burned out. I used to genuinely love that job, and then I ended up hating it. I dreaded walking in every single day. The littlest things would just set me off. And that is because I was experiencing true, debilitating burnout. It stripped the joy out of everything. Next, our relationships start to suffer. Friendships fade away, dating becomes transactional. A series of calculated interactions, and time with family. Well, that gets quote-unquote rescheduled. You convince yourself that you're doing the right thing because you're hustling, and you'll make time for them after the next milestone. But here is the quiet, uncomfortable truth. The milestones will never stop coming. There will always be another goal, another target, and so those cherished relationships, they often get neglected indefinitely. And then, the big one, identity crisis hits hard. When your self-worth becomes entirely tied to your productivity, the question arises, who are you when you're not working? What is left of you when the hustle finally stops, when you take a moment to breathe? And that, my friends, is a significant one for a lot of people. It is a deeply unsettling question to face. And this isn't some dramatic overstatement. It is just the stark reality for millions of 20-somethings who are trying to make more out of their lives, trying to find meaning and purpose beyond just the grind. So, let's redefine success, shall we? Let's redefine it without the suffocating grip of hustle culture. In my opinion, there are 3 key steps, or 3 general talking points, when it comes to truly redefining success in a way that serves us. The first one is going to be sustainable ambition. Now, this has absolutely nothing to do with giving up on your goals. As I said, I'm a very goal-oriented person. Many of the things I do are designed to complete specific goals, but it is about building a career, a path that is going to nourish you instead of deplete you. One where you're not just succeeding financially, but where you're also succeeding when it comes to your health, your relationships, and crucially, your overall peace of mind, your stress levels, your anxiety. That is what truly building a career that nourishes you looks like. It is a holistic approach to achievement. Next is going to be understanding that balance is not a weakness. Balance is actually a power move. A lot of people see balance as a sign of weakness, like, oh, you have to go all in on one thing. But the truth is, rest is not laziness. Rest is recovery. If you look at any truly successful people, often later in their careers, they cherish that rest, they cherish their sleep, because you absolutely need to recover. And if you have hobbies, those aren't distractions from your real life. They are an essential part of who you are. They define aspects of your identity. And if you're into the social life, and you have a vibrant social circle, it is not a mere reward to be earned. It is just a fundamental part of having a healthy baseline, so you can work hard and truly live fully. We seem to have drifted away from that as a society, where it is like you have to pick one or the other. But I believe we can have both. And the last one, and perhaps most importantly, is defining your own metrics for success. If success is solely measured by your salary and your job title, you're always going to be behind someone. There will always be someone with a better job title. There will always be someone with a higher salary. It is an endless, unwinnable race. But when you define success as freedom, as time, as energy, as alignment with your values, as low stress, then you can start winning your own little games here and there. And that, my friends, is truly powerful when it comes to picking a career path. It shifts the entire perspective. It allows you to celebrate your own unique achievements. So next, we need to navigate our 20s wisely. You know, if I could go back, even though I'm still very much in my 20s, but if I could go back to my earliest 20s, this is what I would do differently. I would start with real, genuine networking so far. What I've noticed is that if you can network properly, you can get your foot in the door in so many different places. And I'm not talking about those superficial LinkedIn messages, those purely transactional relationships. I'm talking about building genuine, meaningful connections. Find people who truly challenge and support you. Build strong inner circles of those like-minded people, not just individuals you can use for a quick transaction to get something you want. Cultivate authentic relationships that last. Next, if I could go back to my early 20s, it would be about stacking skills, not just chasing jobs. In a world that changes incredibly fast, the ability to adapt, to continuously learn, and to diversify your portfolio of abilities. If you are a portfolio to diversify yourself, your own intrinsic value is going to be one of your greatest strengths that you can carry with you at any stage of your career or any stage of your life. Learn those crucial soft skills, learn to communicate effectively, learn to problem, solve creatively, learn to manage your energy wisely, learn to lead people with empathy, not just complete meaningless tasks or simply analyze certain trends. Those soft skills are what will truly make you stand out from a lot of other people. They are the differentiator. And lastly, which I actually started doing in my early 20s, but it is crucial to get financially literate as early as humanly possible. Look, hustling for money, without truly understanding money, will keep you stuck. You will never truly go anywhere in life without that foundation. You need to learn to budget effectively. You need to learn to save diligently. You need to learn to invest strategically. Avoid that insidious lifestyle creep. Understand how compound interest works for you, because if not, it is all going to work against you. That is the mathematical certainty. I always say everything happens for a reason. And it is funny because I always tell my dad, I always wanted to be rich when I was 21 or 22. But the truth is, if I was rich when I was 21 or 22, I'd probably be broke right now because I wasn't financially literate then. I wanted to be rich so I could just buy fancy cars. Now being 27, I want to be financially successful so I can invest wisely, so I can save money for the long term, so I can acquire appreciating assets. I have the mindset now to truly support the financial side of things. And the freedom in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, it all comes from those smart choices, those intentional decisions that you make in your 20s. And then next, we need to build a truly thriving future. So, what does that kind of anti-hustle version of success actually look like? Well, it starts with intention. Design a career path that aligns deeply with your values, not just one that impresses other people. Far too often, you find people choosing careers solely because they want to impress others, but it doesn't truly make them happy. You don't need to slavishly follow a rigid blueprint if you're built for something entirely different. Forge your own path, one that genuinely resonates with you. Next, we need to prioritize our well-being, and we need to do this unapologetically. Make sleep non-negotiable. Protect your mental health as if it is your most precious asset. Non-negotiable, move your body regularly. Non-negotiable, say no to things that drain your energy. Absolutely non-negotiable. And it is not about being selfish in a negative way. It is about looking out for yourself. Far too often we look out for other people. We care deeply about other people, but we constantly put ourselves to the side. There is no good reason we should be doing that. So for all those points, you need to put yourself first, unapologetically. And again, it is not about being selfish and treating other people poorly and boosting yourself up at their expense. It is just about taking care of yourself as if you were taking care of a cherished child. Take care of yourself, respect yourself, boost yourself up. That is going to put you so much further success. Wise in life, it is a foundational element. And also, this is a hard one for a lot of people in their 20s. But it is about taking the long view. Look, your 20s are for planting seeds. Seeds that might not sprout and bear fruit until you're 40. And it is not about constantly harvesting immediate results. Some of the very best choices you make right now, truthfully, and this is hard for people to truly grasp, might not pay off for years and years. But that is perfectly okay because your 20s are the time to build slowly, to build that solid, unwavering foundation, and crucially, to build you, to understand yourself, to define yourself in your 20s, because it gets harder when you're 30, and it gets harder when you're 40, and it gets harder when you're 50. The time for self-discovery and foundational building is now. Because when you zoom out, right, the ultimate goal isn't to hustle until you break. The goal is to live in alignment with freedom, with purpose, and with peace. I've been asking my Discord community certain questions to get everyone talking. And I asked everyone recently, actually earlier today, why are you guys chasing financial freedom? The overwhelming majority of the answers were simply to have freedom. No one wants to be stuck anymore. We cherish freedom. We cherish purpose. We cherish that kind of mental peace more than anything else in life right now, because those are some of the biggest pain points for these generations right now. It is having the freedom, having the purpose, having the peace to make your life truly happy. Those are the cornerstones of a well-lived life. So if there is one single thing that I hope you can take from this video, it is this: you are not behind, no matter what point you're at in your life right now. And this is truly medicine for myself too. Sometimes I catch myself thinking I'm behind, but we're not. You're definitely not behind. If you think you're behind, please talk to me, because I think I'm behind sometimes too. But listen, we're not behind. We're not lazy for needing to rest, for taking breaks. And we absolutely don't need to prove anything if it is going to result in debilitating burnout, or if it is going to result in overwhelming stress or crushing anxiety. It is just not worth it. Real success, in my opinion right now, is a beautiful mix of fulfillment. It is a mix of true freedom, and it is having the energy, the vibrant energy, to genuinely enjoy the life that you are meticulously building. So don't just hustle harder, learn to live smarter,